In the world of tweets, Facebook, texts, and blogs, citizen journalists are asking to have the same professional safeguards from prosecution as those who work for traditional broadcast or print media outlets. Now the legislature in Austin is looking into granting those rights to bloggers, but are they really the same category, or at least in those categories?
Joining us live to talk more about this, conservative blogger with Pajamas Media, Bryan Preston, and the editor of Texas Watchdog, Trent Seibert. Trent, first to you. Where do you come down on this as far as blogging versus being a journalist? Are they one and the same?
Boy, I'll tell you, it is muddy water anymore when it comes to blogging, citizen journalism, good old-fashioned regular journalism. It's all a mix right now. Frankly, I find it exciting, and all things being equal, I kind of side with the bloggers. You start chipping away at rights of people. The First Amendment applies to everybody. You, me, journalist, non-journalist, and I got to tell you, I'm a fan of protecting citizen journalists and bloggers when we can.
Bryan, as a former reporter, when I travel with the president, you had to go through an approval process to be allowed to have a press pass to do that. How do you separate if 50 or 100 or 200 people, bloggers, want to follow the president? How do you do that? How do you give a press pass to those?
Well, when I worked at the Republican Party of Texas, we had a simple way to figure out who was who. We went and checked out their websites, and we actually didn't keep anybody out of the convention that I happened to have been the press guy for. Now, I'm going to agree with Trent. The difference these days between bloggers and journalists has so blurred to the point that some of us have been both. I myself have been a radio news director. I am now a print journalist. I'm also now a blogger and a blog editor of a blog that has about 50 to 60 writers worldwide. We have as big a news operation as just about any actual news operation in the country. So I'm going to agree with Trent. I think bloggers do deserve these protections because what these slap lawsuits do is they intimidate bloggers into shutting up. And we just shouldn't encourage that and shouldn't allow it.
What do you think as far as Trent? Should there be more of a delineation or should there be a blur when it comes to a blogger versus a journalist?
Well, actually, what I find most interesting about bloggers today, it reminds me of the newspapers of the early republic when we had our revolution and the 18th century newspapers. Some of these guys were anonymous. They published under pseudonyms. They had points of view, on the right or the left. The bloggers of today really remind us of how we started in journalism in this country. So, boy, I don't know. It is blurry, as you mentioned. I agree, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I just encourage bloggers, citizen journalists, and in fact, Texas Watchdog provides a service where we will help any citizen journalist or blogger who needs help getting records from government.
Well, it definitely is something that's evolving and something we'll be watching. That's the editor of Texas Watchdog, Trent Seibert. We thank you. And also a blogger with Pajamas Media, that's Bryan Preston.